Our next guest is a Grammy nominated singer and actress known for her powerhouse voice on Glee, and recently she's released her self titled debut EP. Please welcome Riley.
Hey, everybody!
Hey! Oh my God, Riley.
I'm obsessed with you already. So obviously we've always known you as Amber or Amber Riley, but for this
Yes.
EP you dropped the Amber and you named it Riley. Why did you decide to now just go by Riley? I've just said Riley a lot of times.
You did. You said it like 6 times. I love it. Branding, okay? Branding. No. I decided to go by Riley because Riley is kind of like my Sasha Fierce. It's how I wanted to reintroduce myself. People know me as one thing, and this is my first entrance into being a solo artist, and I kind of wanted to give a different feel of who I am.
Well, you certainly are doing that, Riley. And you've been singing for a long time. We got to hear your beautiful voice on Glee and on the stage in the West End and the production of Dreamgirls. You was killing it. But this is your first EP, and you independently distributed it. Now, what made you do this? You know, be an independent artist.
You know, being an independent artist is not for the faint at heart, but my creativity and my music was more important to me. And I have been signed to a label, and a label has its purpose. But for me, it just didn't work for me. And so I just decided to literally put my money where my mouth is.
Wow.
And support myself along with an amazing team in this journey.
It's
great. I can already tell that
you.
Adrian thinks it's a great idea what you did, Riley.
I think it's a genius idea. You have ownership of your music. You have ownership of your creativity, of how you want to sound, what you want to look like. And I think that's what it's about. So I applaud you. I think that is incredible.
Girl
and you're such an incredible
power
talent.
all
So-
the way.
Thank
Girl
you.
power all the way. Now, Riley, you co-wrote all the songs on your EP, and like you said, you revealed different parts about yourself. Was there anything like you were afraid or hesitant to share?
I'm pretty much an open book, and I think because I recently started therapy earlier in January. I went through a very tough mental health spout in my life at the end of last year. I was I'm an open book, so I'm okay with saying what's going on with me, which sometimes gets me in a lot of trouble. But at the same time,
Not on the real.
it was more of me not wanting to cry in front of my producers and the people that I was writing with, and having to be so open in that moment. And the song "A Moment," that is the most naked that I've ever been musically.
Wow.
And it was the last song that I had written off of the EP. And that was on purpose because I knew I needed to be in the best space I could be mentally so that I could not hide and tell exactly how I was feeling in that moment.
How are you processing now the mental issues?
Yeah.
How is that going for you right now, Riley?
Oh, really? You know what? Really great. Honestly, my therapist, he's absolutely amazing. He's helped me a lot. I do cognitive behavioral therapy. He's helped me with my anxiety, and one of the things that he's helped me do is kind of thrust myself into my activism. A great part of me is giving back. And I've worked with Moms Against Mental Illness. Soraya Reese and Matthew Russian are right now in prison because our police system didn't understand how to help them in that moment. And they're still in prison right now. And I have a personal plea to the governor of Oregon, Kate Brown, and the governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam, to let them go immediately. I've been campaigning with them and marching with them for the better part of this year. And I really just want to see them free. So call your governors, you guys. Call them, email them, Kate Brown and Ralph
everybody
Northam.
follow Amber on Instagram because she provides all this information. That's why I love following you. I feel like you always have so much great information and such empowering information as well. Also, one of your songs, A Moment, an absolutely beautiful song, and you actually gave a very moving performance that I got to see on Jimmy Kimmel. And it was actually a tribute to the late Naya Rivera. And I heard you actually got the blessing from Naya's mom for that. There's a picture of it. Tell us a little bit about the song and what that meant to you to perform that on Jimmy Kimmel.
Honestly, like, I have to give it to Rail. Rail is a very close friend. He was hosting that night, and he's a very close friend with Naya. And he called me and asked me if I would sing a tribute to her. And honestly, it's so funny because me and the cast was like, man, if we were on Glee, like we would get to tribute her. And it kind of sucks that we're in quarantine because we don't get that. You know, we don't get to do that for her. We got to do that, you know, for Corey. And so when he asked, I was like, I'll do it. And I let him hear a moment, and he was like, I think that that's perfect. And I said, well, I need to talk to, you know, her family first, because I definitely didn't want to do anything without her family's permission. And so I sent the song to her mom, and I told her what I was doing. And her mom is so wonderful, and she's such a strong, she's a pillar of strength. And that's really where Naya got it from. And she was like, oh, I have all these pictures. If they're going to do pictures. And she just sent me all those pictures that I put up are like personal family photos that her mom actually sent me. And so getting that blessing was kind of just like, okay, I can give this tribute. And all the cast was like, if anybody was going to do it, we're glad that you did it. And in our group chat. And so that was, I'm glad that I got to tribute her because she deserved it.
So, Riley, you know we nosy, right, on the real here. We look at your Instagram, and you posted about you and your boyfriend, and you said y'all began dating because you slid into his DMs. Now,
that's right.
What was it about him that made you make the first move?
I mean, he's fine. Obviously, the first thing you do, you know, you see somebody and you like, oh, he's really cute.
Oh, yes.
And so I went to his page. I followed him. And, you know, the thing that really got me about him, that got me to, like, slide in his DMs initially, is his captions. And he has some stuff in his highlights where he was talking about, you know, the University of Me, and he was just talking about self-love and, you know, self-care and all that kind of stuff. And those are the things that I'm about. So I was like, oh my God, he's intelligent also. And he's not like, you know, a bonehead. Like he you know, he got a good head on his shoulders.
Right.
So let me just slide in these DMs. You know what I mean? I'm gonna slide in his DMs and see what he's about. And it's not the first time I've done it. Like people keep saying, oh, I'm afraid of rejection. I've been rejected before. They weren't for me. It don't change the fact that I'm fine.
You find the one.
And you found the one.
And then we just talked. Started talking, and like we've been inseparable since. So yeah.
Oh, good job.
That's really, really sweet. Riley, I have to say, you've always been so outspoken about issues in this country. How are you feeling about this election, girl?
Oh man. I purposely had therapy today so that I can talk about the way that I feel. I mean, I think it's ridiculous that it's a close race after the 4 years of hell that we've been through. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say hell on television.
You fine.
You can.
I think it's ridiculous that it was even close. I think, like, surprise, America's kind of racist, not kind of racist, straight up racist. And this is what the election is showing me. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? The fact that it's even close after all of the things that we have learned, it's in your face. It's undeniable because it's always been there, right? It's always been under the radar. And now we're seeing it. You know, a lot of people that would try and deny it, they're seeing it now.
Yeah. Absolutely. And again, I just see how passionate you are about social injustice. Will we hear any of that in your music? And even with the sound of your music, what was your inspiration for the new EP?
Man, so when I went in to do the EP, everything was very intentional. I definitely went in. I feel like your first introduction is an introduction to you. So a lot of what I wrote were personal experiences And so a manager once told me, what do you want people to be doing when they listen to your music? And for me, it was always, I wanted them to be skating. I wanted it to be playing in the background at a family reunion, a barbecue. That was always, in the back of my head.
Wow.
I love that.
So
and maybe
great.
we can get
I
it
can't
in a
wait to listen
movie.
to it.
Yeah, let's do that.
That part. Well, Riley, thank you so much for stopping by. I mean, you are great in everything you do, and thank you for sharing the stories. Be sure to grab a copy of her new self-titled EP, Riley, which is available now.